Before she became Jin Sakai's unlikely ally, before she freed the ghost from Mongol captivity, Yuna was already a survivor, a thief, a fighter, and maybe a hero. But the question is, was she always a thief? Or was there a time when Yuna's hands were clean and her heart still trusting? Today, we are diving deep into the shadowy past of Yuna, the woman who helped forge the ghost. Yuna's story begins far from the noble houses of Tsushima. She was born in the ruins of a broken life somewhere near Yarikawa, though the game never states her exact birthplace. What we do know is that she and her younger brother Taka were orphans from an early age. The reasons for this, whether disease, war, or Mongol raiding before the invasion, are never made explicit. But the absence of family shaped them. Life in Tsushima was harsh for those without a clan or a name. Without the backing of a samurai household, survival meant taking what you could and trusting no one. In flashbacks and conversations, Yuna admits to stealing as a way of life, but this wasn't about greed, it was a necessity. She raised Taka herself, feeding him, protecting him from predators both on the road and in the streets. It is here that the truth of Yuna's thievery comes into focus. Was she a criminal or simply doing what society refused to do for her? The samurai upheld an honor code, but for orphans like Yuna, honor didn't keep you warm at night, it didn't stop you from starving. Her skills, lockpicking, sneaking, reading people, were born from desperation. In a way, the very traits that later helped her save Jin Sakai were the ones she developed while living as an outlaw. One of the most intriguing hints about Yuna's past comes from her travels beyond Tsushima. At some point before the Mongol invasion, Yuna left the island for the mainland of Japan. There, she fell in with dangerous company, smugglers, mercenaries, and killers. She is hinted to have been involved in violent jobs, ones that blurred the lines between necessity and crime. These experiences hardened her, teaching her how to manipulate situations, battle with warlords, and escape impossible odds. It is important to note, Yuna never speaks of this time with pride. In her words, the mainland was a place where you do what you have to do or you die. It also left her with enemies she never wanted to see again. After years on the mainland, Yuna returned to Tsushima for one reason: Taka. Her younger brother had fallen into debt to the Straw Hats and their leader, Raizo. He was skilled as a blacksmith but too gentle for the world they lived in, making him a target for exploitation. Yuna's thefts, her deals, her cunning, everything became focused on keeping Taka alive. This loyalty to her brother defines her character more than any other trait. Even when she risks her life by helping Jin, it's because she knows Jin can help protect Taka in return. Yuna's first appearance in Ghost of Tsushima is dramatic. She's the one who rescues Jin from Mongol captivity after the disastrous Battle of Komoda Beach. Without her intervention, the ghost would never have existed. Her choice to save Jin wasn't purely selfless. She saw in him as a means to her ultimate goal, liberating Taka from Mongol control. But it's also the start of a bond neither could have predicted. In many ways, Jin and Yuna are opposites. He was raised in the luxury of samurai honor, while she grew up in the shadows, taking whatever the world wouldn't give. Yet both share a willingness to defy tradition when lives are at stake. Throughout the game, Jin often challenges Yuna on her methods: poison, deception, stealing, but Yuna throws accusations back at him. She points out that honor is meaningless to the dead, and that survival sometimes demands action samurai would rather ignore. Her worldview wasn't shaped by philosophy, it was shaped by hunger, loss, and betrayal. If that made her a thief, then so be it. She never pretends otherwise. This raises the central question: was Yuna always a thief, or was she simply always a survivor? Taka's death at the hands of the Mongol is one of the most devastating moments in Ghost of Tsushima. For Yuna, it removes the last piece of her original purpose. With her brother gone, her loyalty shifts almost entirely to Jin, not because she owes him, but because their fight has become hers. By the end of the story, Yuna is no longer just a thief in the shadows, she is a warrior in the light. Yet, she never abandons her practicality. She still steals when she needs to, still distracts samurai politics, and still chooses the living over the honorable dead. So, was Yuna always a thief? The answer is yes and no. She stole long before the ghost ever drew his blade, but only because the world left her no other choice. If history had been kinder, Yuna might have been remembered as something else entirely, a healer, a leader, maybe even a samurai's equal. But in Tsushima, we see she is something rarer. She is proof that even those the samurai dismiss as criminals can become the island's true heroes. And without her, there would have been no Ghost of Tsushima. That's it for today. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.